Winthrop by the Sea is a small town in Suffolk County, Massachusetts that has a population approaching 20,000 people. It is the southernmost part of the North Shore, with a 7-mile shoreline that provides views of the Atlantic Ocean to the east and of the Boston skyline to the west. But if you talk to the lifelong residents, you would quickly find out that Winthrop is much more than just a town. It is a family. It's a place of business. It's a neighborhood. It is pride. It is a community.
I think Winthrop's a special community to grow in because everyone knows their neighbors. And I know sometimes people could think that's a bad thing, but I think it's a really good thing. You feel really safe in your town. You feel like there's always a helping hand when you need one.
Winthrop's a great community to grow up in because, like I said, it's just like a small town. Like kids that play sports, like you're friends with those kids that you play sports with your whole life. And like the high school you go to, like just like such a small town that it's just great.
You know everyone knows you, everyone's your neighbor. It's just nice, a nice thing to have a small community.
It's really small, so like everyone knows everyone, so that kind of makes it different than everywhere else.
Small, fun little town where everyone's friends and gets along.
Winthrop. Well, Winthrop's lived here my whole life. Great town, just great atmosphere. Everybody knows everybody, which is, I mean, it's a good and bad thing. But I don't know, everybody's pretty close. It's just good. It's kind of nice.
I think like a lot of it has to do with like the support that we show each other. Like one example is like the Thanksgiving game. Like all the kids that come back from college, like even like parents who don't even have their kids play on the team, they're always there to support their town and to like go to like an event like that. I don't know, it's just huge.
I love like all like the sports, I guess. That's like just a huge part of it. Like everyone cares about the sports so much, like whether they're good or bad. Like the games are always packed and like everyone loves it. In the newspapers, it's like huge. For such a small town, I think that's big.
No member of this community demonstrates the exceptional standards of Winthrop better than its local legend, Mike Eruzione. Mr. Eruzione was the captain of the 1972 Winthrop High School hockey team. He stayed close to his roots in college, playing on his hometown Boston University Terriers men's hockey program, averaging over 20 goals a season in his tenure. Mr. Eruzione became a national hero when he joined a ragtag group of college students from around the country to beat a heavily favored Soviet team in the 1980 Winter Olympics. Mr. Eruzione scored what is perhaps one of the most famous goals in hockey history when he put in the winning goal against the Soviets in the third period. Throughout his life, Mr. Eruzione has never forgotten his roots in Winthrop and the importance of family and community. Mr. Eruzione can constantly be seen helping out young players on the ice at Larson Rink. He has countless charity endeavors and shares his amazing story to inspire individuals and teams around the world. Mr. Eruzione is the perfect example of what it means to be a part of a community, and the town of Winthrop is proud and honored to call him our own.
Mike Eruzione! Winthrop, Massachusetts!
Who do you play for?
I play for the United States of America!
Every time I watch Miracle, I always I love the part where they're on the line and he says Mike Eruzione and then Winthrop, Massachusetts. I think that's just a cool.
I don't think I would have ever played the game. I don't think it would have ever been introduced to me or introduced to me at a certain level as it was here. It's probably the best thing I've ever done. It's the best choice I've ever made was to play hockey, and the memories that come with it are something that I'm always going to have for the rest of my life.
Obviously having Mike Eruzione grow up in your town is crazy, but I think it's something that makes this town such a big hockey town, and I think that's why so many people do play hockey, and I think he just inspires a lot of people, not just in hockey, but just in the community in general.
Well, growing up, I knew Mike Eruzione personally because my dad and him were friends. So it was always really awesome to see the reactions of other people coming into Winthrop, or even people who didn't know him in the community, because he was such a huge deal. He is such a big deal, scoring the winning goal in the Olympics.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He sets an example for us. I know he comes to our practices and tries to make as many of our games as he can. Just he's a very inspirational guy. He's good to talk to. knows his stuff.
Well, I mean, having him so like in our lives, I guess you could say, for my whole life, it's almost like we take him for granted. Like, he's like the local celebrity, which is cool, but at the same time, like, I feel like we look at him differently than other towns. Like, I remember in youth hockey, we went on some tournament in Lake Placid, which is where he scored like his game-winning goal. And all the teams we played, after we played them, like, we would exchange like gifts or whatever, and we gave all the other teams a puck signed by him. And I remember seeing them get so excited, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal, just because it's such a small town and we just see him so frequently.
Yeah, like the history of Mike Eruzione being from Winthrop, it's just that's just so wicked cool. Like that he scored that goal and stuff, and when you tell people that aren't from here, they're like not a big deal if he comes on the ice during practice. That you talk to him, stuff like that. Like they think it's like unreal that Mike Eruzione, that he's a friend and a coach, that he scored that goal. It's just amazing.
It kind of set high expectations for us because he grew up here, so everyone thinks why not, why can't we do that? So it kind of just drives people to want to be successful.
Well, when we were younger and we would have playoff games, we would always watch Miracle the night before the playoff game, have a team dinner.
That movie was always one of my favorite. I used to watch it every weekend as a little kid. It was just always I remember whenever the scene where Mike would get up and say his name and who he played for and everything. I always just was I want to do that. That's so cool. It's one of those inspiring movies that I just could never get enough of as a kid.
Yeah, having Mike Eruzione in this town was huge. He was just a role model to every young kid in Winthrop, and even a lot of kids in America, but Winthrop for sure, because I don't know, every little kid knew about Miracle on Ice and what happened, all the events that transpired. It's just something that you want to aim to be or aim to be close to. That's just, I don't know, just another incentive to succeed and to grow.